Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. How are we doing today? It's been a little bit of time for you guys, but we are back. And I looked it up. The Robo Wars, as I'm sure you are all absolutely aching to find out, Robo Wars was actually a British robot combat television series. Fairly old, too. Says here that it aired from 98 to 04 and then from 2016 to 2018 apparently. Whereas if we look up BattleBots, that was in 2000 I believe. And that was on the Science Channel. I was but a wee lad then, but while I appreciate you indulging me, my sci-fi and nerd stuff, we are not here for that. We are here for New Note Violet, as we said before, and so that is what we shall do. And I don't believe we have the greatest ego spread for this, as far as the weaknesses go, but I think we'll manage. If you haven't seen these guys before, they have a little thing at the bottom here that essentially is a kill them before that goes to 0. Because if you don't, they will absolutely rock you. It shouldn't be too hard here, but in the event when that was going on for New Note Violet, that was pretty hard. You had to get very good at managing your skills and what that would mean as far as how much damage goes out, can you get a stun off, which ones are using which skills. You're going to be losing SP a lot through the event, or you were rather. So it was very, very fun, very different. Got the time moratorium on one of those guys. He's probably going to absolutely explode next turn. Let's see. Throw that on there. We're gonna try and make this guy explode as quick as possible.
거기까지 위험 요소. 내가 방금 좀 똑똑했다. 조직에서 싸울 때도 눈에 바로 적을 다 밀어. 이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 그대로 두드려 패.
Ooh, we got more guys coming in hot. Well, that's all right. We're just going to do one of those numbers. Smack him dead. These guys kind of look like hearts. Like it's got the veins and artery ports in there. Kind of disturbing, honestly. But they kind of have like a slug appearance too. I'm constantly amazed by the creativity and the man-made horrors beyond comprehension that Project Moon manages to keep putting out in their setting. I quite like it. Bam, bam. All right. Got a stun off. This guy's going to use a special skill. This guy's got 2. This guy's got 1, but he's staggered. So we need to kill this guy. This is his unclashable special skill. It inflicts fragility and deals a lot of SP damage. 10 to 14. That's no good. Let's go ahead. That should be fine. And that. We can kill all of them. So far so good. So far so good. Can we get a third? Can we get a third? There it is. Alright. One of the cats has come to say hello all in the midst of that fight, so if you hear any animal noises or things being knocked around, that is just him being a bit of a troublemaker. He's a good boy, though. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and see. I would love to get this Solemn Lament. It's Ego and ID, right? Is it Solemn Lament ID for Yi Sang and then the Ego for Gregor? Am I right in remembering that? Let's talk to once then and hundreds of good deeds. One of my favorite Abnos. If you've played the first game, Lobotomy Core, then that's, I believe that's the first one you get. You only get that one as the first. And that will be a go-to. Got a pretty decent Ego gift as well.
자자, 대열 정비하고 식기들은 유인할 정도로 잘 갈렸는지 다시 확인하고 복장을 구김 없는지
Man,
체크하고
that game. I would love to play that game again, but
대청소를 시작해볼까?
it's so ridiculously hard at points. It is a management sim from hell, that is for sure. Which is, to be fair, on point and on brand for the world that Project Moon has created. It is very cool, though. So we tear through these guys. Oh, these guys got... Okay, no. Maybe that was just in the event. But during the event for this, each progressive group of enemies that you would fight through would have a shorter and shorter timer till their special skill goes off, and it became a kind of a frantic rush, unless you had a very, very fine-tuned team of how am I going to do the damage I need to get done this round, because every bit of damage counts, and it's very important.
하지만 아직 방식이었어 나리! 다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있도록
박수하겠습니다.
These guys are pretty tanky too. Didn't notice it before, but they really are just damage sponges in many cases.
많은 사람들이 죽어가는 것을 막기 위해서는 그렇게 투입하는 직원이 적으면 되는 게 아닐까요?
Ooh, he's close to dead. Dead. Big dead. Oh, not good. That's the other thing too. These guys like to hit a lot of people at once with their attacks.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
And they like to drop sanity as well.
그렇게 하죠.
That is really the challenge with these guys. They're not too tough. They're just really tanky, and they really like to debuff everybody else around them.
깔끔한
Gross.
절단력인걸?
Go ahead and take that. I'm telling you, the game wants me to do a charge team. I don't know what's going on, man. Bell of Truth. Yes. Okay, I do want to get this. Even though we don't have a lot of Tremor Burst, that's still pretty good. And I might as well pick up the Lithograph. That'll help a little bit with healing, because I don't necessarily want to spend stuff on heals right now. But I think I'm going to anyway, just to top up and be safe. Let's go ahead and get in there. Show this guy what for. Just a big piece of rock. What could it possibly do?
두려움을 모르는 건 나쁘지 않습니다만
Alright.
좀 무식하게
위험임을
공격하실
Now, if
거라면
you are familiar with this,
빠지겠습니다.
it becomes a bit of a endurance fight. You gotta go through 3 waves, and then you get to the actual boss. Which isn't completely uncommon. I mean, we did that earlier with Shmi, for example. If you aren't careful, you can end up losing a lot of SP before you even get to the boss fight. Just something to be aware of.
술 맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것
Doing
같네요.
pretty okay now, though.
해보겠네.
Be careful as well. Not all of these little dudes
제거.
are gonna have the same countdown. You can see that guy that we just killed had 3, and this one has 2.
좋아.
be
알맞게
careful.
먼지 덩어리를 털어냈네.
For example,
그러니까
4,
이젠 광을
3,
내몰
and
차례겠지?
then 2. So if we're gonna play this smart, we need to take care of this guy pretty quick. So we're gonna put most of our resources on that. We'll put our next focus on the one in the back there.
얼마 안 걸릴 거야.
거기까지.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제 해결사의 전투법도 익숙해지셨네요.
Get that rolling. Stun is going to be your best friend. That'll buy you an extra turn and some extra damage, both of which are very nice. In any situation, granted, but here's particularly. This is why I do things. That dude just dies.
좋은 상태가 됐네.
잭도 저런 식으로 작업해 온 거야?
Don't necessarily want to do a command the halt. I do want to throw on just about as much as we can do on that other guy. They're gonna kill outright? That'll kill outright. Alright, we don't have to worry about that guy anymore, so we're just gonna go beat up this guy. Take your drink every time I say guy this recording. Please don't, you'll die. I don't want that on my conscience.
지긋지긋한 전투가 드디어 하나 끝났네요.
Alright. Do that. Do that.
얼마 안 걸릴 거야.
See if we can take this guy down pretty quick. We can 2-turn him. We've got some damage to the other guys as well. Will hopefully not be too much of an issue. And I just realized I had both Zwei
다 갈아놨지?
knights
어.
picking up on one. It's kind of funny. Alright. Yeah, both of those guys are on 1 turn, so we really need to take care of them. Gotta go for the... How far are you from? 40 away? Alright, we should be able to... I think we can make it. I think we can do it. Let's find out together. He's right at the cusp.
잘
I love that little expression that Zwei Sinclair does. It's very, very funny to me. Alright, that's one of them.
우리가 우세한 상황이야.
The other got staggered.
그렇다고 비스킷을 꺼내 먹으면서 싸우려는 얘기는 아니었는데.
Go ahead. Beat them up.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
There's 1.
대상 사망.
There's 2. No sweat. And you get a little event here. Let's see if we can get it. There we go.
의뢰비 인상에 대해서
Now here,
대화를
you get a little bit of
나눠보는
SP and HP each round, each turn. But here is where we get a very, very important choice if you've struggled with the first bit, where you can get a lot of SP or a lot of heals. I'm just going to choose HP, or SP rather, for SP's sake, because we're topped up on both, but use what you need, use it appropriately.
와, 성공했어.
Now we have Grant Us Love.
기체가 더 이상 움직이지 않네.
Don't
이대로
actually
남은
do
대상들도
have.
전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어보자.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit it with the time moratorium. Since we've got all this anyway. Might as well.
내 뒤로.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna have too much of an issue with this one now.
이런 건 몽둥이가
And he
약이지.
gets a time moratorium.
두드려 패.
Sick.
네, 잘 들어갔네요. 크게 의미있는 성과는 아니지만
방금 했던
Get a
공격은
little
매우
bit of burst, which is the
효과적이었어.
tolling bell
하지만
will
아직
help out
부족해.
with.
다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있도록.
그대로만 해주신다면 오늘은
Alright.
제압이 빠르겠어요.
It's a lot of attack weight. I think it'll be alright though. That there. Let's do that.
그렇게 하죠.
Try and add a little bit of debuff to our rotation here.
거기까지.
Make sure to watch when the
감동적이지 않을 수 없는
time moratorium comes off. It's gonna explode.
어디 보자.
Some good damage out though, regardless. Boom, boom.
낙마하지
Look
않을
at that.
것이네. 피를 흘리고 숨이 가빠져도
Beat the poor guy up.
결국 우위를 점했기 때문이지.
Alright, I think we can just win right through this now.
좋아. 부위 하나가 말끔하게 들어졌네. 마저 빗자루질을 해볼까?
Which reminds me, I haven't even used Ishmael's block ability,
다리 안쪽이 작살났네.
which
그럼 이제
should,
메타적을 피할 방법이 없지.
yep, it can cause Tremor Burst. Oh yeah, we don't want to use that now though, because got that unclashable 100 HP by the way ability that is unclashable. So be aware of that. It's a little bit spooky,
내 방어를. 괜찮은 공격이네요.
but we aren't too worried about that. I don't think, because we're just gonna kill it. It's that easy. Why are you worried about the boss? You just kill the boss. Alright. I've owned just about everything, unfortunately. So I think we're just gonna take what we can. I'm still not gonna do this yet. Let's refresh. See what we got. Time killing time would be fun and thematic. Have we done crawl? Let's do crawling abyss. Let's just do that. I don't usually make a habit of doing crawling abyss, so let's see what that's going to be all about. Go down this way.
이오티스 참전합니다.
Now this will be a little bit old news when this comes out, but at time of recording,
못하겠습니다.
I have just seen a lot of the Elden Ring Night Rain
그 정도인가?
footage that has come out. People who've been at the network test. Ooh, excuse me. And looking at that, and I'm very optimistic. I'm still cautiously optimistic, mind you, but I do really think it could be a very, very fun game,
잘 썰렸다.
and I'm looking forward to it. At the very least,
일이 끝나면 조짐.
I've got some bros that I know I'm going to be playing it with, and I'm looking
개체들의
forward to it.
체력이 많이 깎여 나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아?
Now, when it
이
comes to
기세로
Souls
계속
games,
나아가 보자.
I am very much kind of a mixed player, sort of on the quality build, or souping in pyromancies and stuff, being able to self-buff and heal a little bit. So I think
괜찮은 공격이네요.
I'm probably going to end up being very much a recluse player, and also
알맞은 먼지 덩어리를
maybe
털어냈네.
Duchess, because she's pretty quick.
광을 내볼 차례겠지?
But I believe we only have 4 of, I think it's 8 classes that we're going to be able to pick from in Night Rain. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we get to have our hands on
한눈에 봤을
once we get into the game
때는
proper.
유리해 보이긴 하지만
결국에는 유리한 구도를 만들어낸 것 같은데.
거기까지.
From the footage that I've seen, it looks pretty fun.
제거.
I think
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
the biggest
두드려 패.
make or break thing is going to be that
잘 들어.
Bandai Namco netcode.
크게 의미 있는 성과는 아니지만.
That is something I did hear about a little bit in the network test, is network issues, but I'm hoping that'll be
적들이
all
저녁만
squared away
냄새를 맡아버린 손님들처럼
by the time it releases.
한 접시 근사하게
I would imagine it
먹어줄까?
will, since it is
그래.
the point of it is playing with other people as
이기는
well.
거라니까.
So I'm hoping they would put a little bit of
생각하지 말고
time and care and energy
공격이 더 매서워지거든.
into that portion of the game. Seems like it'd be mildly important. But I am just excited. I think it is going to be a way that I can get some of my friends who are not as big into Souls. I think that'll be a pretty good gateway drug into some of that stuff, more From Software stuff. Which so far I've done pretty well at getting just about anybody that I've spent some substantial amount of time with into From Software and their games. Usually Souls. I haven't managed to get anybody super into Armored Core yet, which, look, we can't all be perfect, you know, but I'm trying. We're working on it.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐도 포기하지 마세나. 저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을 테니.
I do really like Armored Core as well, as much as I will gush about Dark Souls. Armored Core was what I liked before I knew From Software as a company. I didn't know that they were the same company back in the day.
괜찮은 공격이네요.
And I started off with Armored Core, and I've been in love with those games ever since. As you might have guessed, with my ranting and raving about Robo Wars and BattleBots last and at the start of this episode, I'm a little bit of a fan of the Stompy Robot. I'm sure I mentioned my appreciation for Gundam at some point in all things Gundam. Actually, if you go back and look at some of the older videos on the channel, I think I used a picture of a couple of the Gundams that I put together as kind of a joke avatar.
그래. 결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해.
Alright, not doing too bad. I think Greg got blindsided a little bit.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려
Him
패.
being staggered, okay. The mermaid being staggered, not Greg. That's good. I was like, man, he just took a lot of damage out of nowhere, if that's the case. It doesn't seem to be. I think we're chilling.
적들이 저녁만 찬 냄새를
Rosie
맡아버린
just got beat up a little bit, though.
기다리고 있네. 한 접시 근사하게 먹여줄까? 해보겠네.
Alright. So far, so good. He should stagger after clashing with Dawn. There we go. Go. Bell trigger after that too. That's brutal. Tremor's good, man. And I'm sure it's even better if you take the time to read the tooltips and stuff
그러니까
for
이제
what
밤을
each
내버려
type of
줘야겠지?
Tremor, because there's like 20 different versions of Tremor. It's insane, dude. I'm sure if you get into the nuts and bolts and the nitty gritty of it, it could be absolutely ridiculous. Can't remember what the keyword list is. Ancient effigy.
의뢰비 인상에 대해서
Okay, it's a haste.
대화를 나눠볼 만한 성과 아닌가요?
Ooh, that would be good if you're running She Association. If I remember right, because they like to be speedy quick.
뭐야
Alright.
파이팅이다.
I think I can just do a cheeky win rate through. As PM intended. Alright. It's very gross. The hand of the whale up there. And it being chained to all these dudes. Very gross. Very gross. So good.
정신 못 차리는 놈
The
대가리부터
eyes, the
뭉개.
contrast of the very bright, glowy white, the dark and grimy purple, or not purple, but blues. Kind of like off green. That's just good stuff, man. That's just good stuff.
해보겠네.
Bam, bam, bam. Smack.
괜찮은
Doesn't
공격이
kill, so he's gonna explode into a million pieces.
해부할 능력도 의사도 없다면
That guy's got 2 mouths, which is crazy. It's like Slifer the Sky Dragon. Of which I am very proud to report I did own a Slifer, a legit
봤을 때는
Slifer the Sky
이해
Dragon
보이긴 하지만
card. Yu-Gi-Oh card as a kid.
유리한 구도를 만들어낸 것
Thing was like my prized possession for a bit.
위험 제거.
These were the old days though. Now I couldn't even follow Yu-Gi-Oh if I tried. Speaking about
손의 방어를
tooltips and reading effects and statuses, that stuff is crazy nowadays. Much more technical, much more going on.
우리가 우세한 상황이야.
That said, the
그렇다고
kind of most modern that I kind of got into was the Arrow Mage deck. That is very, very fun. It's a very annoying deck to play against if it starts to get rolling, because you can just keep regenerating life points. It's very, very funny. It's a good meme. Also has a lot of very pretty card designs as well. I would like to, just to own it, I think it would be very fun to have an Arrow Mage deck. I don't really have anybody to play physical cards with, but I do think it would be kind of fun, just as a, sort of a collector's item, I guess you would call it. I have not collected cards in a long, long time, though.
우리가 우세한 상황이야. 그렇다고 비스킷을 꺼내 먹으면서 싸우려는 얘기는
확보하겠습니다.
아니었는데.
Schmack, 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 schmack.
하나 마무리했습니다.
원더풀 선택이었어 나리. 저들의
Vomit Froth, what a vile name skill.
대상 사망.
That's just gross, man.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요.
Alright.
얼마나 좋습니까?
Ba-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-dum. I think it'd be cool if we didn't fight in the story, if we got to in the mirror dungeon fight the whale itself. Even if it was like a scripted to lose. I wonder if they'll ever do that with a mirror dungeon. Kind of a scripted that you lose, and like Verge or somebody comes in. Alright. What are we looking at here? Nothing too good for us. So let's just drop a heal. It's not fuse. Let's look at what we can enhance first. Enhance. Enhance. This turn and next turn is nice. 2 is even better. Alright. Now let's see what we can fuse. Let's see if we can fuse something out of blunt. I'm going to take this, because we really don't need it. Not super thrilled about that or that, really. Let's see if we can get a level 4. Hey, topical. Clash power +2. And offense level. Based off of, yeah, that's gonna be really good. I don't have any middle IDs, but I will certainly take it regardless. Let's see if we can get something good out of slash, since we have a little bit of slash as well. Just kind of get rid of those. Moment of sentencing, 3 and 4. I don't think that's going to be super great for us, but hey, it's something. Otherwise, not too great, not too interesting. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a decent. No, not really. All right, kind of lucked out, or not lucked out, the inverse of that for this final shop, but not a complete waste. Not a complete waste. Oh.
오늘도
Nice.
즐거운 하루의 시작이네.
Silk current.
그렇지? 잠시만.
Let's see what we can
볼륨
do
좀
with this cat.
확인해볼게. 대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
Bam, 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 bam. The stompy. Building up a lot of good stuff already. Already got some fragility going. Nice. Alright. Already doing a chunk of damage there.
거기까지.
Oh, that's right. This dude does a lot of sinking, doesn't he? Have to be careful of that. What is he
딱히
weak
할
to?
말은 없네요.
Weak to Pierce, of course. At the very least, he's weak to Pride and Envy.
제게 그런 말을 바라시지
At
않을
least.
거잖아요.
So we've got some options. Actually, let's pop that. Which one's that on? Can that work better? No. Ooh. Not super great. Let's snag harpoon it though. It'll be thematic and nice. Ishmael hunting whales. Or whale-like things. At least in our world. I don't know if we would consider that a whale. It's a bit spooky.
저택을 안내.
Speaking of spooky. The man with the scary arm. He's grabbing things. Oh. Just got over it. Snag harpoons going out.
내가 찾은 나만의 항해 방식.
I really like the Millie song. That was for her canto. Compass. That was a very good song. I keep that in rotation on my playlists. Take out this flotsam.
적들이 저녁 만찬 냄새를 맡아버린 손님들처럼 비틀거리고 있네.
Where did it float from?
한 접시 근사하게 먹여줄까?
Let's see. Ooh, Dawn might be able to take this, and she will.
이번 업무도
Alright.
여유있게 해냈지.
아까의 공격으로 인해서 대상에게 많은 피해를 입혔어. 적들이 충분히 나약해졌다는 거지.
No, I don't want you guys to attack that. I need that. I can attack that. Do that. Command D halt. First break. We'll leave Command D halt there.
해보겠네.
We're down pretty close to half health. spooked me there. Looked like the numbers weren't numbering. The math wasn't mathing. Dang, alright. Jeez. T-Core Dawn does so much damage, she really does. And then we're gonna get the Moratorium on top of that. So really, we just need to throw hands as hard as we can for this dude. Make sure that he explodes. If we don't just kill him outright. Well, we could probably kill him outright, but... Nope. Well, Merceau's sleeping on the job. Unfortunate. That's alright, we got some other cool cats to pick up the slack. Oh, Rodian's sleeping on the job too now. What am I paying you guys for? It's alright, Sinclair of the Sinners is working. And now he just goes from like 600 something to 34 health. That's insane. And we're just gonna clean it up. Oh my goodness. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win a fight. And this is why Ishmael coming in clutch. 30% of damage contributed. That's crazy. Alright guys, I appreciate you being with me on this little mirror dungeon journey. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a good time too. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.